And today we have a really cool guest. I am really excited that I keep on having really cool people with actual solutions to actual problems. And today's guest is Linda Joy Benn. And I'm really excited to have her because we're just going to have her explain what it is that she does, how she's able to help her clients make massive impact in their own lives and change the trajectory of where they've been going. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome Linda. Would you please care to introduce yourself?
Hi, Anna. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor, and hello to your audience. So, my name is Linda Joy Benn, and Joy is my middle name because that's my whole purpose for my soul's mission and purpose on this earth. And I do many different things, but it's really, in a nutshell, helping each individual soul to come back into alignment with their soul's mission and their soul's purpose and their true authentic self, and anything that is not the truth of who they truly are, which is a powerful, magnificent, multidimensional, magnificent being. That is, I don't want to call it work, but that's the journey that I take people on, and we really remember and come back to who you truly are, and that's what I remind my clients: is come back to who you are as a soul, and anything that is in the way of that, and that can look like physical ailments, any health challenges, physical pain, anywhere in the mind that is keeping you stuck or blocked, or any sabotage programs, any suffering or struggle, or past events of trauma that's keeping you looping in a pattern and keeping you stuck, basically. So I work holistically. I look at the physical, the emotional, the mental, the energetic, and the spiritual. And so when I'm working with a client, I'm tuning in to my masters as well as the masters of the client, and whatever is for their highest good and destiny at the time, that's what comes through. So if it's a reframe in the mind, or if it's healing in the body, or pulling something out like psychic surgery, or whatever
What's
they
psychic
come.
surgery?
Well, it's where you actually can go in, and if there is any kind of ailment in the body, you can actually go in energetically and remove it. So, because we are all energy and everything is energy, even the ailments or whatever the medical title you've been given, it's like it's just blocked energy. So, when you can dissolve it, transmute it, transform it, transcend it, well, then it's gone. And
So,
that's the work I do with my clients, and teach my clients, because it's really about empowering individuals to heal their own body. And that is my mission in the next decade, that there will be no health issues, no illness, no disease in the next 10 years, because that's what I will be teaching, is how to heal your body naturally. And that's why I created my BENN Method Academy.
so I mean, I have a lot of people on here that talk about this stuff, and it's one thing, you know me, so I keep it genuine, real, whatever. There's a lot of spiritual women that are saying, like, oh, I woo woo your stuff away. Can you talk about an actual tangible client where you can talk about the results of this stuff? Because I really love showcasing that. And I'm like, people don't understand, like, there's actual results from the work that you do.
So one of my clients, she came to me and she was really not well. She'd just gone through a pancreas and a kidney transplant. So that's huge trauma on the body. And she was having all the blood tests and everything on her counts, because when you get a transplant, there's a lot of integration for your body to accept it. Not just on the physical, but also looking at the emotional and the energetic. So through the work that we did, her blood counts went up tremendously. Plus, she also was diagnosed with diabetes. So when she came to see me, she could hardly walk and had to wear these huge big boots. And she was like hobbling around because she couldn't walk properly. But at the same time, so this was a huge year for her. Her husband leaves her wanting a separation, and she thought it was just a temporary thing. But no, I knew it was permanent. And so that's where I coached her through that transition in her life. And I'm pleased to say she is strong, powerful, courageous, and thriving in her life and in the work that she does, because from when she wasn't working, then we landed her this 6-figure job that was a really good director's job that she wanted.
Ooh.
And got her health back on track. So she's healed whole and healthy, as well as she bought her own place, got the job. I mean, it ticked all the boxes. So that's just one example. But I've worked with people with heart conditions, with cancer, because that's how I healed my body of cancer back 35 years ago. That's
what?
The reason.
Wait, let's talk about that. Hold on. This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Yeah.
So you had cancer. Go ahead.
Yeah, when I was 21, I was diagnosed with cancer. And though I had saved up to do my walkabout around the world, because Australians, we all go traveling. We grab a backpack, and so I'd saved up. But before I went, I thought, I'll just go to the doctors and have a checkup. And in that time, that's when I found out. But I'd already booked my ticket, one-way ticket to London. And it's like, no, I knew in my heart, in my soul, that I would find the answers overseas. And I knew, even though I didn't share it at the time, I had suppressed so much emotional pain, so much from the trauma from my childhood, but I never talked about it, because on the outside it was like happy, 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 life is great. But underneath, a battlefield. It was so much sadness, so much hurt, didn't understand why my family rejected me, abandoned me, ostracized me, gaslit. I mean, it was like very traumatizing. And all I wanted was their love and acceptance. But I chose my family to play all these roles in my life, so I wasn't dependent on them. So when I got to San Francisco, serendipity, this is how the divine intervention works. I met a lady who said, I found out there's a really good psychic in San Jose. Would you come with me? I went, absolutely. I mean, what's the chances meeting a stranger who went, will you come? Because she was skeptical.
Yeah, and you're like 20 something, so you're just like,
this is 1990. So even psychics, clairvoyants, it's like, that's, a lot of people were skeptical, but I knew, it's like, yes. Anyway, he became my spiritual teacher back then. So the lady I went with, I never told her my diagnosis, but after the reading, Dale gave me his card and said, I don't normally do this, but here's my card. It's got my home phone number on it. call me. And when I called him, that's when the floodgates opened. That's where my healing started. And I would get the train down to San Jose every week and stay overnight with Dale. And he was just, everything I learned at that time was more than you could learn at a university. I mean,
And it
so
was
much.
before the access that we have now. Like, I can tell you most of my success is because, like, I have this thing, and a rate of exchange of information. You needed books, you needed teachers. That's wild.
Yeah. He actually recommended two books to me at the time. One was Healing the Child Within, because my inner child was so hurting. And also Homecoming by Bradshaw. And I've still got those books today. So that laid the foundation, because he said if I keep going down this path, I would not be here. And so he already said, hey, you've got a choice. But
You were
Spirit
at a cross
sent,
in the road.
yeah, Spirit sent him in my life because it's like I'm here to fulfill my soul's mission and purpose. Yes, we all have a story. Yes, as a soul, some of us chose to go through a lot of karma to clear this life. We go through huge events in our life, significant emotional events. And so Dale helped me to understand the mind body spirit connection, what my purpose was, why I chose the family I chose. So a lot of people are very close to their family, though I chose a family that I wasn't dependent on, and I wasn't looking for love or acceptance or even support.
Oh,
Of course, I've got the support from all my helpers in spirit. I've got universe's support. I've got so many big guns helping me in this life because I signed up for a really hairy ride. And they told me it would be easier, so I was kicking and screaming. And I've nearly left several times in this life. That there's many stories that will all go in a book one day, very soon, actually, because
yeah, it
it's
seems like you're oozing out like a lot of wealth of knowledge. Like, a book is definitely needed from you. Um, I have a question though. You describe yourself as a transformational catalyst. What does that mean to you, and how did you step into this role?
when I was studying astrology. I mean, your birth chart is like your blueprint that you're born with.
Hmm.
And my teacher, we were learning all the basics of astrology and the placement and what it all means. Anyway, when she saw my chart, she just went, oh my God, you've got a trine and you've got your sun here and Pluto here, and it's like, well, what does that mean? She went, you're a transformational catalyst. And I went, well, that's the work I've been doing for over 20 years, is helping individuals to transform their life. And so I've had lots of different titles, stress reduction coach or empowerment, and it's like, what do I call myself? And so that's one of the titles that I use, though, and sometimes I just say I'm the founder of the BENN Method, because that's my own method that I created from all the tools that I have collected over the last 35 years. And I just share that with others so that they are empowered and transformed.
And
So,
that was going to be my next question, because you did create the BENN Method. Can you walk us through how it supports body-led transformation?
so the BENN Method stands for balance, energy, nurture, and nourish. It's advanced self care for the soul. And it's what came through for me when I was at rock bottom. So I went through another huge traumatic experience where I nearly left the planet. And again, this was another soul contract that I had with a woman in the US who's a spiritual teacher. And I was living in California for 7 years because I left Australia. It's like, you know what, I need a bigger audience. And you know, I felt like I was a big fish in a very small pond. So I moved to
Yeah.
started my business, and I met this lady at a networking event. She befriended me, and I didn't realize about, I was very naive to narcissistic behavior. So,
Me too.
yeah, so that was another learning. And anyway, so when I met her, she went, "Oh my God, your light is so bright.
I'm
I'm just
sure she did.
And so that's a red flag. And I just thought, oh, that's nice, you know. But she was stalking me. But then after about 5 years, 6 years, she said, "Oh, you came to America with so much light, but your light's gone out now. But I've got this program, and if you pay thousands of dollars, I will help you." And then she told me, "I think you need to go back to Australia." And so I gave my power away to her. But in the transition of moving back to Australia, and this is all in 9 years. So I'll talk about, because today is the 999 portal. It's really significant. Okay. But let me just finish this story. She invited me to a plant medicine ceremony. And in that ceremony, and I'd never done plant medicine before. I heard it was very transformational, and people, you know, have these psychedelic experiences, and it's very enlightening. So I went to the plant medicine, and in that ceremony, my soul was shattered, and I just lost my identity and who I was, and also my clear connection with source, because my soul felt like it was shattered, like a glass table, and you got all the splinters. And I came back to Australia, and it was like, where's my healing gifts? And I was really struggling. I went, you know what? I'm not here to share my healing gifts with the world. What's the point of being here? And then I spiraled down, and I hit rock bottom. I went to the depths of the depths, and on all levels, physically, emotionally, mentally, energetically, and spiritually. And I was lost my will to live. I was ready to leave. And I was okay with that. And I was this close to leaving. And all my friends that knew me just saw this radical change. It's like I wasn't the same person anymore. And then when I saw my other spiritual teacher, who I met in 2004, she just looked at me and went, "Oh my God, what are you doing? You're committing energetic suicide." And I said, "Yeah, I know, I'm exhausted." I just thought it was burnout. I just thought,
No, I had the same thing happen in LA. Yep.
I'm exhausted, and yes, chronic fatigue and adrenal burnout. And they gave me all these labels. Okay, never had these labels before, but anyway, and I refused to take any medication. And because, you know, when you're deciding to leave, you really don't care.
You don't give a shit. Yeah, it's done.
And so when I went and had this session with Katrina, she just went, "If you end this contract, the next one will be 10 times worse." And I just went, "No," because this one has been a really challenging, and that was my motivation.
I've never looked at it that way. Sorry, you're just mind blowing my mind right now. I was like, I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about that. I mean, we know that if you end this contract, that you still have to recompense and you have to go through the trials. But I've never heard it the way that you just said it. Like, oh, that was my motivation to not come back 10 times worse. At least we can come back better, not 10 times worse. Oh my God, I never thought of it that way.
So I take complete responsibility for my health and my well-being, and I ask spirit to help me to heal my body. Now I'll just give you a quick, my liver was functioning at 38%. I lost eyesight in my left eye. I had no energy. I was on the couch most of the time. I'd lost so much weight that my hip dislocated because I had no meat or
Yep,
to
holding
hold,
it together. Yep.
and then my knee dislocated. So I was not well. I was suicidal. I was extremely depressed. I mean, when I say rock bottom and in the pit,
Mm-hmm.
that's where I was. But I healed my body naturally, medication free. And this is why I created my BENN Method, because when I asked spirit, okay, what do I need to heal my body? And that's when I got balance, energy, nurture and nourish. It's an acronym for my last name. But the nurture and nourish was loving and accepting me, because the way I was treating my body was definitely not loving or compassionate. I was just a lot of, judgment, and it wasn't nice to my body or kind. And so this is where all the tools, and while I was sick, I wasn't using any of my tools. I really, when you're leaving, it's like, well, what's the point? But yeah, I turned it all around, and all the tools I did use to heal my body is why I'm here today.
Damn. It's so funny because when I have these meetings with people before they come on the podcast, right? So I can like guess, like we have synergy and everything. But it astounds me sometimes when it's like there's uncanny similarities. And I knew that there were similarities already because you talked about the soul shatter. And I haven't heard anyone talk about that either. There's a lot of different ways that I can see that you're an expert, right? So I read faces. You're not your age. You don't look your age at all. And I'm not even going to ask you your age. That's your prerogative, but you're not your age. And that's like, oh shit, like this is real. This is really, really real. Like, and the reason I say that is because I told you before, the reason you don't look like your age and you haven't gotten any work done is because you've released the trauma that you've endured. And I say people are not stupid. They are not ugly. We just have trauma that is preventing it. And I experienced the same thing you did. And I had it where it was like I was a pretty girl, but people hated me. And I had shitty situations because my soul was shattered the way that you talked about. And putting it together, now it's like magnetic and people come and approach me, which is the total opposite. But I know from what you're saying and how you describe the shoulder. Can you please describe that for us? Because you say it so much better than I could. I'm regurgitating what you said, but I'm just saying that having that conversation with you enlightened me that we were already similar. And now hearing your story, I'm like, damn, bro, like that's really what it feels when you are. And people don't talk about this. Entrepreneurship can do this to you. A relationship can do this to you. A friendship can do this to you. Being betrayed can do this to you. Like there's so many things that can just shatter your belief in living.
Yeah. And also I just want to reiterate this friend. I mean, I've blocked her now, but she's still out doing the spiritual work. So I have forgiven her. It's like, you know what? We had a soul contract that she would do this to me, but look at what I have learned. So it has been nearly 9 years since that event. But in the 9 years, and today it's just synchronistic that today is the 999 portal. It's all about closure, endings, completion, closing out the old, and the last 9 years reflecting on what has your soul learned in that time. We all go through these experiences, but the reason we're here on this earth is to learn and grow as a soul. It's not to collect material stuff, but we go through these events in our life and we attract people into our life who are either helping us or they're our teacher, because even if you're triggered by somebody, it's like, oh, they're just bringing to my attention something for me
that
to heal myself. And then the soul contracts, I've had a few in this life where it's nearly taken my life, but I've overcome that. And so even my family, you know, they still, you know, it's like that was a big, you know, emotional event that went on for years. I mean, they're still my family, but we're just not on the same wavelength. And then another huge event. So it's like, this is the faith and the trust that I have in spirit, because I am so protected. And I just want to reiterate this for everybody. It's like you are being guided 24/7 every minute. And this is the tools, you know, it's like stop and just listen and have faith and trust that your helpers in spirit, your God team, the universe, they're always guiding you. And even when you don't make the best choice, they will give you the best possible outcome from that choice. Because sometimes we make choices and decisions in life and it's like, oh, how did I get here? But things don't happen to you, they happen for you, because every choice, even when we're going down our road and it's like, oh, another obstacle, it's like, what am I learning from this? And especially if you're in business and you're deciding who to work with and who you're hiring, it's like those choices, or who you actually learn from, you know. And I've paid so much money to charlatans that go, oh yes, you know, I promised to do this, and this, and it's like, no results. And this is another learning. Just because they say that they're spiritual, or they're psychic, or it doesn't mean that they've got your true and best interest at heart. And sometimes it's about the transaction and make that sale, and they promise all these things, you know, through their coaching or programs or whatever, or their services. And then it's like, something's out of alignment here. It's just not, you know, feels right. And the sooner you can draw a line in the sand and end that agreement, that's what, or the work we're doing.
Well, and I tell people, this is my like secret shit with marketing and branding and sales. Business has an alignment just like your body. When you are misaligned and you go to the chiropractor, your arm doesn't work, you don't feel good. When you have a business and things aren't aligned and you feel sketchy, you don't feel excited about it, it's a misalignment, and that's why things don't work out for you. If you have a CEO or SEO person or a social media person or a branding person that doesn't actually understand what you're doing and doesn't connect to heart and head to head, that's a misalignment. You need a team that's all aligned. And I love what you're talking about. I do have, where did you go? I lost you. You disappeared. There you are. You're back on my window. So can you explain to us what this 99 portal is all about? Because you mentioned it a couple of times, and I feel like you probably have a better explanation. I have the indigenous form, but I want to hear yours.
This is like a huge cosmic reset for humanity. It's so exciting. This is like the big shift that humanity is going through right now, because we are in a 9-year. 2025 adds up to a 9. And then today is the 9th of the 9th month in the 9th year. And so if you add 999, it comes to 27, which if you add those two numbers, it still comes to a 9. So this is about huge endings, huge closure, huge completion in your life. So right now, we have a choice of where the intentions and the seeds that you're planting right now. It's like, where are you going? Because just on Sunday, on the 7th of September, we had a total lunar eclipse full moon. The full moon is all about releasing,
the red moon,
letting go and purging and clearing. So coupled with the 9-9 portal, this is all about clearing out the old. So that's why reflect on the last 9 years, gain the learnings of what you learned, and then let it go. So every full moon, I always tell all my audience to burn a list, but the amplification of the lunar eclipse is just so much stronger, because this is go time. This is you are stepping into the new version of you, and you cannot take that old baggage with you. It's like, burn it. Burn the warehouse down. Get rid of everything. And this can be physically, getting rid of stuff in your home. It's emotionally. What are you carrying emotionally that is, again, hurting your physical vessel? And then energetically as well, what's in your auric field that is still, you're carrying all that baggage. And this is about letting go of all that extra weight. And then what old patterns and programs and old conditioning and beliefs and stories are you repeating over and over? And that's the loop. So when you are aware of, like, oh, I've still got these old habits and behaviors that are not in alignment with my true authentic self and my true essence, and it could be just the food that you eat, or what you drink, or the people you hang around, or the places you go, or all the addictions. When we want to numb out, it's like, I'll numb out, and it could be smoking weed, it could be drinking alcohol. But then look at our digital world. The scrolling is another addiction. How many times if you wake up in the middle of the night and the first thing you do is grab your phone? So these are all the habits that we are breaking. And it's like, what does the new version of you choose to take? It's a bit like hopping on the airplane. The weight that you put in your bag is really important, because they will tell you, no, it's overweight, get rid of stuff. So what's the baggage that you are letting go? Because when you step into the new version of you and your future, well, what's going and what's staying? What are you taking with you? And take the good things with you. Take the strength and the courage and all your good characteristics with you as you step into your new path, because this year is also the year of the snake in Chinese medicine. It's all about shedding the snake. So it's a year of transformation and change, and it's just so significant of what we are all going through, but even the earth is going through it as well, with all the volcanoes erupting and the earthquakes and all the seismic activity of the weather patterns around the world. So Mother Earth Gaia is going through her cleansing and purging, and what we are all experiencing right now is creating the new world that we are creating. You have to just break down and just crumble and dissolve the old in order to create the new. And so another example is, if you want to grow some herbs or some vegetables, you have to pull all the weeds out, or you have to pull out and clean the area in order to plant those new seeds in new fertile ground. And if it's a toxic environment, if it's toxic dirt that you're trying to, the seeds won't grow. So this is where it's so important to clean out anything that's no longer working for you, no longer in alignment, no longer energetically lights you up or makes your heart sing, or it's like, you know what feels good and what doesn't. And this can be everything that you put in your body. It can be your friends. A lot of relationships, a lot of friendships are falling away right now because they're no longer aligned for the new you that you're stepping into. And same with jobs and careers. A lot of people are changing careers because it's like, it just doesn't feel good anymore. I just can't go to this job anymore because it's just draining my energy. So look at what is draining your energy. The activities that you're doing, the people that you hang around, the things that you put in your body. How does it feel? Maybe it's creating allergies, and that's your body's way of stop eating that thing or stop drinking that thing. It no longer agrees with you. So this is where we are doing a huge cleanse, detox, purge, clearing out the old, because who you are today is, you are stepping into the new you, which is a high vibration frequency, high vibration of love and light. And that's the remembering, coming back to your heart, back to your soul, remembering who you are as a soul, why you came to this planet, on your soul's mission and your soul's purpose, and what do you choose to learn and grow and achieve in the rest of your years on this planet. And that's where we're at right now. And because when you choose to leave, it's about having love and peace and harmony, feeling that in your heart and having no regrets, and just right now focus on what truly matters and what's important to you. And those old patterns and programs of people pleasing or anything that drains your energy, that causes burnout, it's like, stop. This is your opportunity to stop all that old stuff. I know that's very broad, but it's like
Can you guys believe I do this for a living? This is fucking cool. Like, that's all I was thinking when you were talking. I'm like, I do this for a living. I just like, yeah. I exited because you were just, you're very clear on what it is, and it's you're right, it's not just for like individuals, it's also on a world level. It's a really, I keep saying that it's like the Industrial Revolution, except our revolution is changing mankind. It's not about the industry, and it's not about creating things that are mechanical and like useful. It's about rewiring the human existence and how we've been programmed versus how we should be naturally. So I do have a question. If someone is new, or like listeners who are curious about this new path, what's one small step that they can take today to start connecting with their body and their energy?
Oh, just one thing.
Baby steps, baby. We need baby steps for the babies. And sometimes a lot of us are babies and it can be really overwhelming. So that's why I always ask this question.
So sit in stillness and just breathe. And just breathe and feel the breath in your body, and feel yourself sitting on the chair. Or if you're standing outside, and this is another thing, is stand outside bare feet on the grass or at the beach, and close your eyes and just breathe and feel the earth under your feet, and just bring up that beautiful unconditional love of Mother Earth Gaia and that energy up through the soles of your feet, and just feel it flowing up through your body, because you're the conduit between heaven and earth. And so just doing that simple practice of just breathing and feeling your body and just being in silence, and the longer you can do that, you will feel so much relaxation and calm and peace, because you're resetting your whole nervous system, but also your brain.
Yeah.
So, we've got the vagus nerve running through. So the more you can just breathe and just settle your whole system down, then you will open up to the insights and the ideas, and all the creativity will flow through those ahas, and receive so many downloads. So, and it's so simple and it's free.
And can you explain how people can get in touch with you? I am dropping your links in the chat for everyone to be able to have, but you are also in the description.
Thank you. So I'm all over all the social media, and so you can find me under Linda Joy Benn, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, X. And my website is lindabenn.com. And just to let you know, my website's going through a huge transformation right now. So it's going through its own upgrade, and that'll all be done this month as well. And so, but that's how people can get in contact with me to either book a private session or to have a one-to-one, and plus also to, if they're interested in joining the BENN Method Academy, that's where the link is. I will be doing a free 5-day reset coming up very soon. And I'd like to do it like right now, except my website is going through a lot of changes, and I want to get all the back end finished before I do the 5-day challenge. But yes, I will let you know when that is, because I'll be live every day and really guiding people over that 5-day reset, and it'll be so much fun. So, and I also have a Facebook group, which is the BENN Balance Energy, Nurture and Nourish of my BENN Method. And or just all over Linda Joy Benn. That if you find me, well, it's all over socials. I'm not hiding, or even just Google. My Google business page is also Linda Joy Benn. So that's where you can find me.
I love you. So I also, like I said, I also dropped the links in the chat. And they are in the description. And I just want to say thank you again for being on the show, because I always am looking for the people that resonate the most, people that can help entrepreneurs the most, people that can just help humanity the most. And you are very passionate about it. So I'm excited, not just that you were a guest, but I'm also happy that you're a friend, and hopefully we're going to have you back. And then I will also look out for that free 5-day thing so that I can promote it on here too.
Absolutely. It'll be in a few weeks, but yeah, it's really my mission and my intention is to help the consciousness evolution for humanity. And that's why I do what I do. And I'm very passionate.
Jedi time, people. It's Jedi time.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you to the viewers. You know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe so that I can continue doing this. Well, I continue doing it anyways. I love this. And I'm really grateful for the people that have been here since the beginning and continue to support the channel. If you are on LinkedIn or any of the other platforms other than YouTube, please go ahead and go onto YouTube, because that's where I primarily put all of the content and information that I possibly can. Again, my name is Anna with Abundant Coaches, and today's guest was Linda Joy Benn with the BENN Method from Australia. Thank you so much.